Everyone, this is Asu, and these are Millionaires Video Confessions. And I am, this is my third video in the series, and I wanted to talk about two specific things which I feel will be super important. They're being really super important for me, and I feel that they're probably going to make a huge difference for you as well. I feel that out of everything that I'm going to talk in this entire series, this may be some of the ones that will make the biggest impact for you. And I think that that is going to make like a huge difference. So perhaps in the way that you're getting results, in the way that you're looking at things. It's definitely making results in the way that I look at things, and especially because recently I did a little bit of a survey for my list, which you are part of, and a lot of you were talking about. There were two main themes. The first main theme had to do with pricing, so people wanting to reach those high end goals, like 10K, 20K, whatever, and them not being able to reach it because they don't either have enough clients, or they don't have enough their prices are not high enough. So generally the prices is the thing that makes a difference there. And then the second thing was self-worth. So in one way or another, they just didn't believe that they could do it, and that was obviously causing the rift, and not allowing it to come through as quickly as it could. When I've been focusing a lot on this lately, because I felt that after a while of doing things, that this this was pretty much a core of what I want to do, which is leap, with my clients, and with myself. Obviously, I want to do it myself as well. So business leapers, and having that result quickly as compared to slowly, which most people do because of their belief that it has to be slow, you have to work hard, and because that's the way that they've learned to live. That's the way that they've been taught their whole life, and consciously we may think that we can do something else, but unconsciously the programming is still running in the background. So until you switch the subconscious programming, everything sort of like ends up being the same thing. So how does that relate to the two things that I wanted to focus on? So the first thing is proof. So as I'm going for this big goal of like 50K this month, there's two ways where my mind tends to go, and you have to be very, very vigilant to sort of like keep it in the right direction. So anything in your life, like in your everyday life, is either showing you proof that it can happen or proof that it can't happen. And it's sort of like, where do you put your faith? Where do you put your belief into? Are you putting your belief into that it can happen, or are you putting your belief into that it can't happen? So finding the proof that it can happen, especially when you're being surrounded by things that pretty much show you doubt. It shows you doubt. It shows you it shows you disbelief. It shows you that you don't know what you can trust. You don't know where you can put your trust, like all of those things. And it's really, really important to put that focus in the right direction. Now, easier said than done, because if you have subconscious programmings and you don't know how to tune your mind in the right frequency, then you end up sort of like losing the opportunity that you have at every moment to sort of turn it around. And I think that's why sometimes having that additional support does help. I know that I use my support that I have with my mentors, which are millionaire mentors and all that stuff, because what I want to see is beyond where I'm at right now. Otherwise, I would be able to see it, and I would be there already. That's pretty much how things work. Like, I think most people try to think that, yeah, I know, and but if you're not there, you don't know, and you don't know subconsciously, and that's where it matters. It doesn't matter whether you know something consciously or not. It doesn't mean shit. If you don't know it subconsciously, you're not living through that, because everything is run through your subconscious programming. So keeping consciously aware of where you're putting your attention is slowly turning your subconscious programming into what you want it to be. But you have to be very, very vigilant. And sometimes that vision, that view of what you want it to be, you can't keep hold of that because you can't see it. And that's when, having the mentorship helps. The second thing is waiting. Sort of like, this is something that has come up slightly. It's like, yeah, I can make it happen, but when is it going to happen? And I think this is less to do with me and more with like some emails that I've received recently where people like don't get, and I think that let me see if I can phrase this correctly. It's almost having to do with the belief that you can have what you want and you can have it right now, rather than the belief that you have to wait a month, 2 months, 3 months in order to then do this or do that or whatever, rather than having that. And again, it goes back to self-worth, rather than having that belief in yourself that you can actually make it happen now rather than later. And I think that's the most important piece there, because it all sort of goes back to those two pieces of the self-worth and the being able to really hold on to that vision. And can you do it, can you not do it? I can tell you from my end, I've been, it's sort of like, it's a little bit of a trick of the head. So in order for me to actually keep focus on the vision and on the positive path to it, then I immerse myself in it. So I'm constantly listening to audios, I'm following up with my mentors, I'm asking for help, I am making my environment really high vibrational so that I feel good. I take the time to feel really good in the morning, to journal or do whatever it is that I need to do so that I can refocus on my desires and have a clear picture of what it is that I want to go to. So I am taking my time to do those things every day, because that is what keeps me there. I think what was more difficult, and you may be in this situation right now, what was more difficult when I was earlier on in my career was the fact that I didn't have that foundation as strong. So it took me, going to intensives with my mentors. It took me investing with some people at a higher level than I was comfortable, so that I could really feel into, I can do this at that level, really. And that is, for me, it was huge. It really transformed my belief in myself, and then that's what started sort of shifting everything else. I think for the most part, most people don't, they're sort of like stuck in like finding proof in the negative, and then that totally affects the belief that they have in themselves and whether they can actually see the things that they know are possible because other people are doing, whether they think that it's possible for them, right? I think I said that in an email recently, it's possible for them, like it's possible from, like it's possible for them, but not possible for me. And that's what shifted when I actually started doing those things. because I was finally able to see that it was possible for me. And then I started going at it like my hair was on fire, right? Which is what I'm doing right now by following and sort of like being so focused and so intent on now, and my big desire being available, um, and really, really believing in myself that I can actually do this, which isn't, it's like, it's everything. It's everything. If this is what's lacking for you, you really, really need to start thinking why, okay? So, prove in the past doesn't mean prove in the present. It doesn't mean that the same story is going to repeat itself, but you have to believe that that's not the case. And you have to be very strong and very conscious of that belief, and be very relentless with that belief, which is not something that most people are willing to do. So definitely focusing on that is very important. Focusing on the right direction is very important. And I don't mean right as in right or wrong, because I think that that's not the energy. I just mean like the right path for you, right? Focusing on the dreams, on the desires, on the belief that it is possible, that will make all the difference in the world. So yeah, I think that's it. Proof, and now it's available now, right? So no needing to make it available like 10 years from now or next month or 2 months from now. Every time that you're saying, give me, like I think I received an email a little while ago saying, give me some time and I'll make it happen, or yeah, I'll find the money and then I'll invest. And every time that you're going there, you're already saying, no, it's not available right now. And you have to believe that it's available here, and that it's available now, and that everything is here right now for you if you want it. Otherwise, you're always putting your desires and your dreams off to an uncertain future, and you can't really control the future as much as you can't even control the past. That's why focusing on the past proof doesn't really give you anything. You have to focus on the present, okay? Focus on the present, and then say that the present is, I want this in the present. I am going to do this in the present. I have never, for I think it's been over a year now, I have said yes, and then I've figured it out. If I know that it's something that's right for me. And I think that's made like a huge difference in how I've been able to go in a year, in just one tiny year, from charging $400 a month to charging like, what was it, like $25,000, and then I have packages that are even bigger than that, which is really huge for me, because I never even thought that like, I didn't even have that in my radar. If that's not in your radar, it should be. It should be, because it's totally possible for you. Take me as an example, really, that this is available, and but go with the piece of now, and also in focusing in the positive rather than the negative, finding proof in the positive, and then you'll see how quickly things start turning around. Okay, so that's it for this one. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!